Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how you can integrate ExoPlayer, which is a video player of Android, in Godot game engine. So we will be integrating ExoPlayer to play videos in an existing Godot screen. We will not be opening a new screen, so it will be an existing Godot screen. So let's see how to do this. So first you would require Android Studio to be installed on your device or on your system, and based on this particular documentation I have created one cheat sheet. So this is my cheat sheet. So instead of following this particular documentation, I will be referring this cheat sheet, but if you want you can refer to the documentation as well. Also at the time of recording this video, I'm using Godot 4.4.1, which is the latest at the time of me recording. So first you need to create an Android project. Now I have already created an Android project, but I'll just show you the steps which you need to do to create an Android project. So you can just click on this new project, click on empty views activity or empty activity, whatever you feel like, then just click on next. Here you can give it some name, and then in whatever folder you want to save, you can select that. Here you can see the language which I have selected is Kotlin, and the minimum SDK is 26. You can select again whatever minimum SDK you want to set, but do remember this number because this number needs to be set on Godot side as well, otherwise you will face issues. So once you are done with this, just click on the finish button. Like I said, I have already created the project, so I will just open my existing project. Once your project is created, it will take a bit of time to do the Gradle syncing and all that stuff, so be patient. Once the Gradle syncing is done, you should see something like this. So you should see an app folder and you should see this Gradle scripts. Okay, if you are still not able to see this after Gradle syncing, then you just have to select this particular Android drop down over here. You will not see this my library. We need to create this my library. Okay, so once Gradle syncing is done and your Android project is created, you just have to right click, new, module, select Android library. Here again you can give your library whatever name you feel like. I have given it as my library. Again the minimum SDK I have set it as 26 and the language is Kotlin. Build configuration language is Kotlin DSL, and just click on finish. Like I said, I have already created this my library, that's why it is not allowing me to create another one. So once this is done, just click on finish, and it should again do a bit of Gradle syncing and it should create my library folder for you, as you can see over here. Then you need to go to this Gradle scripts, and here you need to open build.gradle.kts, and here you can see like I said, I'm using Godot 4.4.1. that's why I have imported this particular library. If you are using Godot 4.4.2, here this version number needs to be changed, or whatever Godot version you are using. Okay, now to integrate ExoPlayer to play videos, like why we are using ExoPlayer. So firstly, ExoPlayer is much advanced as compared to the default video player which comes inside Godot game engine. I'm not really sure if Godot game engine provides a default video player, but ExoPlayer is very powerful. It is used in popular apps like YouTube, Netflix, etc. That's why I'm showing it to you. Like I'm doing a simple use case of playing videos, but with ExoPlayer you can do much more advanced stuff, and I'm planning to make more videos on it, so stay tuned. So here 3 dependencies needs to be added: media 3 common 1.8.0, media 3 UI 1.8.0, and media 3 ExoPlayer 1.8.0. so make sure you add all these 4 dependencies, and here you will see a sync now button. Just click on that sync now button and it will download all the Android dependencies for you. Once that is done, you will need to go to your library, go to Kotlin plus Java, and inside the first folder you need to right click, new, Kotlin class file, and you have to name it as Godot Android plugin. As you can see, I have already created that particular Kotlin file, so I am not creating another one again. Okay, now do remember your package name as well. It can be anything, but this package name will be helpful for us. So firstly, these are all the imports. You can just copy paste all these imports which we have. Then here is our class called Godot Android plugin, which extends from Godot plugin. Now the plugin name I have given it as my plugin. You can give it whatever name you feel like, but this name again is very important because this name will be used in lot other places, so please do remember this name. Then we require an ExoPlayer, and we also require a player view. Then inside initialize player, we just pass a URL. Now this URL can be anything. It can be a URL of a video which is stored on your server, or it can be a URL of a video which is picked by the user on their own device. So ExoPlayer is smart enough to handle both use cases with the same code. We don't have to write any different code. Then on the main thread we just initialize our player view, and here you can see I have set the width and height as match parent. Match parents means it will occupy the entire width and height of the screen. Later on I will also show you how you can change the width and height in case if you have some existing views of Godot inside your Godot scene as well. Suppose I have a sprite which needs to be displayed along with this particular ExoPlayer view, so I'll show you that as well later on. But for now we are making sure the ExoPlayer occupies the entire width and height of the screen. Mostly whenever you are displaying a video player, you want it to occupy the entire width and height of the screen. That's why I'm using match parent over here. Then with the help of activity we are adding our player view as well as its layout params. Then here we initialize our ExoPlayer, and here we assign the player to our player view. Then here we initialize the media item by passing the URL. So here we get it from URI, and here we set the media item, we prepare it and start playing it. Okay, if you want to set position of your player, suppose here currently we are passing match parent, but suppose if you had passed 200 by 200, then suppose I want to display it at some particular position inside my Godot screen, you can use this particular method as well. We'll see this method also in use later on, but currently I'm not using it because we have set the width and height as match parent to occupy the entire width and height of the screen. So setting the position does not make any sense in this particular use case. And releasing the player, so suppose the video is playing and the user decides to switch to some other app, we want to release our player. We don't want Godot, we don't want our video player to keep on playing. That might be your use case. Some people do like playing the video even the user has switched to some other app, but in this case I'm just releasing the player. Okay, so yeah, that's what we are doing over here. I don't think this is required. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Next what you need to do is you need to go to this manifest android manifest.xml, and here firstly I have added the internet permission because while passing the URL I will be passing the URL of a video which is stored on Google server. Okay, so I'm using a network URL, that's why internet permission is required. Then you need to just copy paste this particular bit of code, but here you need to make few changes. So firstly this should be your own plugin name, so in case if you forgot, this is your plugin name. Okay, so just paste it over here. Next this should be your library name. So whatever package name you see over here, make sure you use the same thing over here. Dot, this should be your Kotlin file name. Okay, once that is done, you can just go to the project drop down over here, and here inside my library you need to create a folder. So right click, new, and here create a directory, and here name it as export_scripts_template. So as you can see I have already created it, so you just have to name it like this. Okay, export_scripts_template. Then inside that you need to create two files, export_plugin.gd and plugin.cfg. So again just right click, new file, and here just name it as export_plugin.cfg and plugin.cfg. So hopefully you got the point. So first let's look into plugin.cfg. So here you can see again this should be your own plugin name. You can change the description and author to whatever you feel like is right for you. So yeah, this everything I have copied this from the Godot documentation, so it's nothing new. And next inside export_plugin.gd, again this I have copied it from the Godot documentation which I showed you earlier. So feel free to pause the video and just copy the code. Another important thing, there are two important things in this particular file. So firstly again the plugin name, so this should be your own plugin name. Okay, and here we have this method called get android dependencies. So here you need to pass the extra apart from the Godot dependency which you have added inside the build.gradle. If you have added any other dependency, you need to specify inside this particular file or inside this particular method. So I have added three dependency, if you remember, the media 3 common, media 3 UI and media 3 ExoPlayer. So all three of them needs to be added. So here you can see media 3 common along with the version number, media 3 UI and media 3 ExoPlayer. If you're using some higher version number, make sure you use that particular version, but at least at the time of me recording, the media 3 latest version is 1.8.0. so that's what I'm using over here as well. Okay, so in the same for the release mode as well, inside the else clause make sure you add the same bit of code. Okay, once that is done, let me quickly check my cheat sheet in case if I forgot anything. Okay, I don't think I have forgot anything. So next what you need to do is you need to cd to your Android project. So I will quickly cd to my Android project which I have created. Okay, so this was my Android project, right? just cd to my Android project inside terminal. I'll clear everything. Okay, and then you need to run this particular command. So I'll just run this command. Now this command might take a bit of time on your side because I have already ran this command, so it would be pretty quick for me. So what this command does is it generates two AR file for us. So just go to your Android project. Once this command is successful, you can go to your Android project, you can go to library, you can go to build, go to outputs and AAR, and here you can see these two AAR files being generated. So it is still taking a bit of time. Like I said, this was from my previous run, so hopefully, so here you can see, okay, so here it has generated this .aar files. Okay, once that is done, you can just create a project in Godot game engine. Okay, then firstly you need to go to project, go to install Android build template. If you are doing this for the very first time, you need to download the Android build template as well. Once you have downloaded, you need to click on the install button and it will install the Android build template for you. So once it has installed, then you need to go to project, export, click on add, click on Android. So as you can see, I have already added Android. Then here above the export project, you will see a fix import button, fix import or fix project, something like that. You just have to click on that button, then that red color line will disappear. Okay, then here make sure you check this use Gradle build option. Okay, then inside minimum SDK you will have to enter 26 or whatever minimum SDK you set while creating your Android project. Now target SDK for Godot 4.4.1 by default is 34. At the time of me recording the video, the latest Android target SDK is 36, but Godot 4.4.1 is still stuck at 34. I think by Godot 4.4.2 they might jump to directly 36, but currently, given that they are still on 34, I had to move it to 35. Even if so why we moved it to 35? So the problem is this media 3 library which you are seeing 1.8.0, it requires at least minimum target SDK to be 35. So that needs to be changed over here. That's why I have changed it over here. And there is, otherwise if you don't change it, when you try to run your application, you will face issue. Otherwise you will have to downgrade this particular dependency version, and I don't like downgrading. I like to use the latest stable version. That's why I'm using this. But hopefully by Godot 4.4.2 you might not have to make this change, but at least for now Godot 4.4.1 we need to make this change. Now here inside architecture, I don't know what architecture my Android device is using. That's why I have selected all 4 of those for running the application. Yeah, and there is one more change which we need to make. So here you can see this ignore the add-ons folder which we will create in a shortly. Here you can see the Android folder, right? So just drag and drop this Android folder inside VS Code. So here you can see I have dragged and dropped the Android folder inside VS Code, and inside this you need to find this config.gradle file. Again here also you need to make these changes. So compile SDK should be 35, minimum SDK should be 26, and again target SDK is 35, build tool version is 35. If it is greater than 35, then well and good, you don't need to make these changes. But at least for Godot 4.4.1 you will see 34 over here, 34 over here, as well as 34 here over here. That's why I have upgraded it to 35, because the media 3 library of 1.8.0 requires target SDK to be 35. That's what I have done over here. Okay, once this is done, okay, you can just close this. Then inside your Godot project, either via the Godot editor or via file explorer, just create a folder called add-ons. Okay, inside that you need to create a folder with your own plugin name. So in my case it is just my plugin. Inside that you need to create another folder called bin. Okay, and inside the my plugin folder you need to copy paste these two files, export_plugin.gd and plugin.cfg. So inside our library of our Android project, inside export scripts template, you can just copy paste these two files over here. Okay, and ignore this .uid file. This is generated automatically by Godot. So it is Godot's own internal thing of indexing files, so we don't have to worry about that. You just need to copy these two files. Then inside the bin folder you need to create two folders, debug as well as release. Okay, now inside the debug folder you need to copy this, go to build, outputs, AAR, and here you need to copy the AAR file, but the file name should be myplugin-debug.ar. So I'll just quickly do that again. So I have already copy pasted it, that's why you are able to see it. So I'll just move it like this. So inside the debug folder you should see myplugin-debug.ar. and you need to copy the release file to the release folder. Again, I'll just move it over here. So hopefully you got the point. Okay, then you need to go to project settings, go to plugins and check this particular checkbox as well. So this is very important. Also, one more thing, it's very highly likely, it's very likely that you have made some indentation error inside this export underscore plugin.gd, because Android Studio does not support GD script. There might be extension available, but I'm not using extension. So in case if you see any indentation error in this particular file, make sure you fix that as well. Then just go to okay, so then here I have just created one scene. As you can see, a node 2D scene. It has just one single node, nothing else, and I have attached one script to this as well. So again, this was just so that I don't forget, that's why I've added this comment. So I've already told you that, right? So here we have defined our plugin name, a variable, and inside the ready we just check whether we have this singleton. If yes, then we initialize our Android plugin, and inside the init player method which we had defined, here you can see I'm passing this particular URL. So you can pass your own URL, whatever video you want to play, and inside exit tree I'm just releasing our player. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Now let's run this and I'll just show you guys the output. Also make sure you are connected to internet if you are like me, playing the playing a video which is stored on someone's server. So here I am playing the video which is stored on Google's server, right? So if it is a network URL, make sure you are connected to internet, otherwise you might get confused why the video is not playing. Okay, in the meantime, let me just go to Android Studio. So Android Studio has a cool feature of mirroring your devices. So I'll just show you the output once our output is ready with the help of Android Studio. So let's just wait for this to finish. If you feel free to fast forward the video if you feel like. So hopefully it should get done any time soon. Also, if you have any suggestions on what videos I should make next, because this is the first time I am doing embedding of a native Android view inside Godot game engine. So if you have any suggestions, do let me know in the comments. So here you can see I have embedded, like we have ran our application, and here you can see the video is playing as well. So I'll just bring the volume down, but here you can see we are able to play the video with the help of ExoPlayer inside Godot game engine. Now I want to show you one cool thing as well. So suppose I don't want the video player to occupy the entire width and height, and I want it to be at some certain position as well. So what I can do is I can just come over here, and instead of match parent, I'll just, here you can pass whatever width and height you want. So I will pass 500 by 500. I think this would be very less, but anyways that doesn't matter. And here you can see we have one more method called set position, where exactly you want it. So you can set this position from the Godot side. So firstly I need to run this command again, because given that we have made changes in the native Android code, we need to run this command again to generate the EAR file again. We'll copy paste it in a bit, but here you can see I can set the position like this. So 100 by 100, I don't know where exactly it will land, so I'll just make it 200 by 200. And one more cool thing what I will do is, inside node 2D I will take one sprite 2D as well, just to prove it to you that we are embedding ExoPlayer in an existing Godot screen, so you can have other Godot elements as well. So what I'll do is I'll just drag and drop this icon.svg inside our texture. I'll just move it over here so that you can see the texture as well. Now let's come over here, and I'll just copy these files, updated AR files inside our Godot project. Same I'll do for debug as well. Drag and drop over here, and then I'll just run the application. So hopefully we should be able to see both our sprite as well as the ExoPlayer or the video player, but this time it would be very small. It would not be big, because we have hard coded the width and height. Just like if you want to set the width and height from Godot side, just like I'm passing the URL, you can send the width and height as well. so I'll leave that up to you. So let's just wait for this to finish building. Okay, I think it has finished building. Let me quickly show you my device, and here you can see this is the ExoPlayer. Okay, and here you can see the video players. Now the video player is very small, and you can also see the sprite sheet which we have added, sprite 2D, sorry. So hopefully you got the point. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.